At the World Championships, I played this deceptive shot. And lots of you asked for a video on how you can do it too. So in this video, we're going to break down the exact technique, and we'll also give you the secret tactics of when to do it for maximum impact.
And we don't know what to call this shot, so comment a suggestion down below, and the person who comes up with the best name will send a Badminton Insight bottle to.
Okay, so there's 3 steps to learn this technique. Steps 1 and 2 are all about the approach and setting up this deception, and step 3 is all about the execution. But there's quite a lot of detail in each step, so listen closely.
Step 1 is all about your movement. Most importantly, you need to be moving into the shot. You might only move slightly forwards, like when you're playing it from further back. Or you might be moving into it at around a 45-degree angle, like when you're a bit closer to the net. And we found this is when it works best, but we'll talk more about when to do it later in the video.
And a key tip here is to not attempt this when you're moving directly forwards. Otherwise, the next steps won't work, as you won't have left enough space for the deceptive arm movement.
Okay, let's move on to the next step. And right now, you might be thinking, you're showing the wrong clip. Greg's about to play a straight net shot. And that is the biggest part of this deception. You need to look like you're going to play it straight. So, how do you do this?
Well, you should be in a loose forehand grip, your racket arm slightly bent with your wrist also bent, showing an open racket face. Your non-racket arm should be outstretched behind you and your eyes wide, like you're about to hit a shot. Yes, these small details do matter. And then at the point where your strings are about to hit the shuttle, your racket foot should land like it would when you're playing a straight net shot.
The combination of your footwork, body action and eyes make your opponents think you're going to play it straight. So they start moving over towards this side of the court and you've set up this deceptive shot. Now time to execute it.
Once you've got as close to the shuttle as physically possible without hitting it, you need to do 3 things in a very fast sequence.
First, while staying as close to the shuttle as you can, you move your racket and elbow down, following the flight path of the shuttle.
Second, you rotate your forearm and flatten your wrist, which should have been bent from showing the straight net shot. And this helps your racket now face cross-court.
Then third, at the last possible millisecond, you pull your elbow back to be in line with your body, and your wrist should be roughly in line with your front knee. You then squeeze your grip to strike the shuttle cross. And remember to keep your eyes and body facing straight throughout this entire movement. Like we said earlier, the small details do matter.
It's actually quite simple when you break it down like that, but it does take great bravery and timing to go so close to the shuttle. And like with any shot, for every time it goes right, it will occasionally go wrong. You just have to make sure it goes right a lot more than it goes wrong.
And often it goes wrong when you play it at the wrong time. So let's share 2 tactics of when to do this deceptive shot for maximum impact.
The first tactic is to have already played one straight shot from a similar position. This will mean your opponent is even more likely to move the wrong way, as they'll be anticipating the previous straight shot you played from this position. You'll actually find this tactic works for many other deceptive shots too, like for deceptive return of serves or deceptive lifts.
The second tactic is to hit the shuttle at the right height. If you play it too early, in this red zone, your opponents won't be moving forwards or expecting a straight net shot. Instead, you should do it when you're in this green zone. Here, your opponents should be moving forwards because you're taking the shuttle later. This is then when you can draw them in and send them the wrong way.
But you can't let the shuttle drop too late into this red zone. This is because it's a lot harder to create the deception from low down, and your opponent will have more time to see your shot and react. As we mentioned earlier, you can do this shot from further back, but not too far back, as it would give your opponents a lot of time to see what's going on. And you could also do it much closer to the net, but the same zones still apply no matter where you hit it from. And we've only shown this being used in doubles matches because I only play doubles, but you can use it in singles too. Again, it has to be at the right time.
Before you try this shot in a match, we'd highly recommend practicing it first. To do this, you can get someone to throw in shuttles to you, and don't forget to add in the occasional straight shot. If you're struggling to get really close to the shuttle, a basic way to improve this skill is by hitting a shuttle up and down and getting as close to it as possible on the way down. This will actually help you with other deceptive shots too, as well as being able to generate power with a short swing, which is very important if you want to be a good badminton player.
I used to do this loads as a kid, and still do. Now, after you've mastered this shot in a pattern routine, you can then implement it into training routines and finally use it in a match. It feels so good when it works, and for me, I think the only person it hasn't worked on when I've done it well in a match is Huang Yaochong, but she's probably the best female front court player in the world, so rest assured, if you do it well, it will work. And I was actually inspired to try this shot after watching badminton legend Lin Dan. He used to play lots of deceptive shots, and it was so fun to try and copy them.
And watching badminton is actually something many of the top players in the world have told us has been crucial to their success. So if you also want to develop your game and get inspired to try new shots, then we'd recommend picking a few pro players and watching their matches.
Now, if you're trying to find a match to watch on YouTube, but it's not there, then it's likely been geo-blocked. But luckily for you, we have a solution. Something we use every week, and the sponsor of today's video, Surfshark VPN.
Surfshark VPN is a virtual private network which helps you to watch live badminton if the matches are geo-blocked in your country, because you can change your virtual location in just a few clicks. To do this, once you've signed up to Surfshark, you simply select the country you want to go to, refresh the page, and bam, you can now watch all of these matches.
Not only does this help you to watch badminton matches, but for example, if you live in Germany, you can connect to the Canadian server and access the biggest movie catalogue on Netflix.
And what's even better is that with one subscription, you can have it on unlimited devices. Yes, unlimited devices.
As we said, we use Surfshark VPN every week, and we'd highly recommend checking it out. They even offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you really do have nothing to lose. To sign up to Surfshark VPN, click the top link in the description below or scan this barcode on the screen. And remember to use our code BadmintonInsight to get an extra 3 months for free.
And if you enjoy learning deceptive skills like this one and want to learn the technique for 3 different deceptive lifts, then check out this video here. And again, let us know a name for this shot in the comments below. Lastly, if you've enjoyed the video, please drop it a like, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll hopefully see you on another video very soon. Bye!